here in Revelation 11 and verse. So yeah, basically just talking about how Revelation 3 and 9, 3 and 10, where the Most High should keep certain brothers from the hour of temptation, meaning they're gonna be killed, because also it's necessary, because certain brothers there's gonna have to be certain number that become martyrs for Yahweh Shai, for the word, because in Psalm a particular verse reads the death of the Most High saints is precious in his eyes. Slovakia. Yeah, Psalm 116 and verse 15 here. I will just get it here. Slovakia, I had to look that one up. Yeah, it's right here in Psalm 116 and verse 15, and it reads, "Precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh is the death of his saints." Psalm 116 and verse 15 there. Yeah, man, so, because it's precious in the Most High's eyes. And we know that when that happens, there's going to be more hell upon the earth, man. Because they're going to be going up to the Spirit Road complaining. And Most High's going to hear it, like it reads in Revelations 7 or 8, or the fifth plague. If I'm not mistaken there, but yeah. Okay, but this Revelation 11 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 9 right here. "And they of the people and the kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." So that's not talking about literal dead bodies, The scripture there ain't literal, but it is spiritual. Their dead bodies is going into the Lord's elect during the time when Esau had us in slavery, and we didn't have this truth, and we were just spiritually dead. You could say this revelation without the knowing the true names of the Most High and our nationality, which we have now. Verse even going into I'll just get verse 9. "And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves." Going into that same thing there. Verse 11 though. Even with Esau Edom, you can take that literal to say, Esau Edom also is gonna be killing brothers and not putting them in graves too. But really, he's talking about how we were spiritually dead during those times, and didn't have this truth, weren't raised up yet. But this is verse 10 though. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell upon the earth. That's called the two prophets are going into the southern and northern kingdom that tormented Esau Edom, because even during when we were reigning, we put hell on Esau Edom too. all of that, you know. Verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of the life up from Elohim entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. That's us now, prophesying and telling this truth. They're fearing us. They're scared of us. You know, our people ain't gonna admit it, and they ain't gonna admit it. These other nations ain't gonna admit it, but they are scared of this truth. They don't want to hear that America's the greatest gonna be destroyed. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that you're a king, you're a ruler that is out there prophesying this truth. They don't like that. Okay, because they like wickedness. They like to be in darkness. They like darkness rather than light, basically. Like Yahushua said it best. So it says there, great fear fell upon them which saw them. Exactly. Prophesying World War III, America being destroyed by missiles, the RFID microchip. What we're waiting for, you know. So World War III, next prophecy, next big prophecy happens next. Really, the last two major prophecies, really. The famine of the world that's gonna happen. The famine of the world that's gonna happen. Certain birds getting killed, as we talked about, where Esau comes in like a flood. Certain birds getting spiritual powers, and during that time, which is gonna be Jacob's trouble. The final chapter of Jacob's trouble, you could say, because Jacob's troubles, as the bird said, been increasing since the fall in 70 AD. I forgot what I was going to. Okay, I'll just get Jeremiah 30 and 7 as it reads here in Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. And at last that day, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but ye shall be saved out of it. Another particular verse reads, yeah, another particular verse reads in here, Isaiah 29 and 22. I'm going to just read it off here. Therefore thus saith the Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face wax pale. We ain't gonna be waxing pale, and even it says that shall not now be ashamed, because the prophecies are gonna come to pass, and everything we've been saying, they're gonna see what's true. Or they ain't gonna admit it. Maybe some of them ain't even gonna admit it. Amos 8 and 11 here. As it reads here in Amos, so I get Amos 8 and 11, and it reads, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send you famine in the land, not ye famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but the hearing the words of the Yahweh. So when they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Yahweh, and shall not find it. And that they shall fail burns, and young men faint for thirst. Exactly, it's going to be the famine of the word that's going to happen. Because the only reason your lives are still normal and intact is because the Most High still wants this word coming out. So he's giving us that stability right now to still keeping the society intact still now, so this word can be pushed out to see what they elect, and then when that happens, it's game over. That stuff is going to be shut down. Because the only reason this society still functions now is because it birds like you and me trying to make it, hopefully, Lord willing, trying to make it, hoping for it, and Lord willing, we do make it. I'm prophesying this word here. So this 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 5. Behold, say the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the road, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Because that's going to happen once the famine, the word happens. Even more so when I should say when the famine, the word happens. Because even now you're having plagues. Okay, you hear it, articles of martial law. You're hearing these presidents, these congressmen saying bring in martial law. You're hearing U.S. threatening Russia, declaring acts of war on Iran, Armenia. You have Iraq. Another rumor of war. You had Iraq declaring war against Iran, which was an article I read. Can't pull it up and show you, but you'll just have to take my word for it. But that's true and real article. You have Azerbaijan and Armenia down there. You have China and Pakistan. Pakistan and India, and China joining Pakistan. I've been hearing last time I checked, and then yeah, dude, these are our signs. You can go to Google, just type in war, bro, and then and go to news, click on the news, and then watch. Check this out. Here's an article 13 hours ago here. World War III, China rejects Taiwan peace talk offer as cheap trick as tensions soar. There you got another rumor of war. China and Taiwan tensions soar, bro. You see that? So yeah, you want new brothers, or you want to be a watchman, or check the news and checking the news, go just type in Google, go to board, go on news. You'll see a lot of edifying shit. So the 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Spot on there, bro. Therefore, when there shall be some earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, for then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, these uproars and earthquakes are a sign. It says there. It touches a specific sign there. Also, another sign would be these blood moons we've been having. You just had one on the past full moon on New Year's Eve, which is also a judgment on their holiday from the Most High. Just like the new moon, the full moon, I believe it was it was a full moon on their Halloween. So showing you the Most High's true judgment there, bro. And then on Christmas you had the Nashville bombing by some Edomite dude, which the rumors were that they blew up 3 nearby buildings through that bomb. And Yeah, man. Right on their New Year's morning day, bro. That's judgment from and by the Most High. So these people are worried and celebrate. These people are celebrating these holidays, and now, like you see each year, people are posting up their selfies, their little Instagram pictures talking about New Year's, new me, New Year's, new people getting cut off, whatever bullshit they want to do. Whatever bullshit they plan to do with New Year's, new manifestation of success coming to me. Okay, well, you know, good for you, man. Lord, Lord willing, we see whose work works out, our work or your work. We'll see whose work works out, man. If we are men of the Lord, we'll see. If we are men of the Lord, may the Most High one day put fire on this whole land, America, Babylon the Great. So that's 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 5. It reads here, for like all that is made in the world have beginning and the end. And the end is manifest, exactly, and we're seeing the beautiful end being manifested by a beautiful power. The Most High Yahweh is the name. And the Son's name is Yahweh Shai, and the Spirit's name is the Rekrakadash. The beautiful Rekrakadash, bro. It's gonna destroy their Christmas, their New Year's mixtapes, bro. It's gonna destroy their fucking New Year's mixtapes. Okay, the Most High has a terrible power, bro. Dwelling between the cherubims, punishing the wicked every day, but the proud knows no shame, bro. As it reads, man, in the Psalm 7 and verse 11. It's a good verse here. It's a classic verse. It's a classic literature poetic piece. Psalm 7 and verse 11. Elohim, which means power, judges the righteous every. And Elohim is angry with the wicked every day. See, it says Elohim judges the righteous, but then you see it says Elohim is angry with the wicked. And he says every day. Every day, because Elohim, which means going back to word Allah, also meaning power. Meaning Elohim is angry with the wicked every day, man. Alashaya, you know. Allah, Elohim, meaning power, you know. You know. Like, Mike Tyson, what was Mike Tyson known for? He was known for killing motherfuckers in the rings. Okay? When he said, one time I remember he said, all praise to Allah. Okay, he said, I want to eat his children. I want to eat. Yeah, he said, I want to eat his children. All praise to Allah. You know, which was badass, okay? Because we made it as the prophets, even more so the prophets in this truth. Okay, and as the story goes, Mike Tyson lost that one time because, well, he denied Esau. He denied Esau Edom being his enemy. He denied the Most High. Because the Most High, how? I mean, yeah. Because Elder Mashar in those days, there's as El Tahar's story goes, and went Kimashar in those days went to saw Mike Tyson. He told him the truth. Mike Tyson heard it. They had a white man next to him, and he told him, he said, well, the white man's my friend. And so that's how the story goes of Mike Tyson's fall. That's really how he fell off. That's really how he started losing and fell. This is Isaiah 33:6. This right reads this: "And wisdom and knowledge shall be its ability at that time, to strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure." Like us, if we deny the Most High, and but it gives us an example for us. If we deny the Most High and leave the Most High, we're basically saying the white man's our friend, and leaving the whole truth, leaving our garments, and just quitting. Leaving the plow, as the scripture reads. Well, you're gonna end up like Mike Tyson. You're gonna lose, bro, and you're not gonna be saved in the chariots returning and deliver the Lord's elect. Okay, I mean, but yeah, I mean, unless the Lord, you're very special in the Most High, and He somehow saves you, delivers you, like it's gonna happen to certain brothers. But this just a random thing here. It says world's oldest person in southwestern China turns 118. Kane Tanaka, the world's oldest person, who was born in the same year as the Wright brothers. So yeah, just a random article there. Like they show, like you see, sometimes the oldest person turns 109 years old. This, that. Well, that's funny because, which also goes back to the curse and which I bet you she ain't gonna make it till past 120, because Moses said, man's number of days shall be 120 years old. Plus she's a woman, so you know the Moses ain't gonna let her go past 120. And even because it's funny, because in ancient times, what's it called, bro? Our elders lived past that. Here, let me see if I can find it here. Fuck, I'm gonna just look it up, man. On Google here, oldest man in the Bible. I should know it here, but yeah, I'm gonna look it up here. Because even the funny thing about Abraham was that he didn't believe that he could bear children at 100 years old, but his forefathers were bearing children at double that age, you know. Yeah, Methuselah, yeah, that's correct. 969. So close to almost 1,000, which is a day in the Moses' time. And of course, they show a whitewashed image there. Methuselah, man, 969 years old. Can't believe that. Can't even believe it, bro. So she'll be looking like a baby to him, man. You know. So, shit. That's just a random article there, but this, okay, let's see if I can fit in one more article here for, younger brothers, you know. Here we got Michigan sparklers and the first New Year's satellite images from space. Whatever that means, you know, whatever the hell that means. Okay, so Esau Edom has these satellites from space. That's why it says, thou art the power of the air. Esau Edom wants everything. After a night spent bidding, I'm gonna buy to 2020. Sometimes these first photos of the New Year's aren't so flattering, but not when you're taking about our very own mitten. And all the sparkling lights of cities big and small, from Detroit out to Traverse City. Okay, well, you know, however beautiful they think it looks, man, it's gonna get destroyed by the Most High. Because of their lights from the great cities, they say, no, that's not natural, you know. Those lights ain't natural. And so that also shows you the kind of technology Esau even has. You can have these satellites that take pictures from the space there, or the their lights that from their satellites. They have a around their shit. Think about all the thermal weapons he has as well. That's why you Jake's having your guns. Jake has pictures posting with guns and shit. Well, Esau Edom's blessing is the sword, bro. Psalm 83 and verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulting against thy hidden ones. Exactly. Exactly, bro. That's what they've done. New York City landlord facing his own eviction as deadbeat tenants refuse to pay rent. Damn, so these landlords are getting evicted by their own people they supposed to evict. Okay, that's hurting America. That's hurt these inhabitants of Babylon, bro. You see how they're getting hurt in a confusing way. They're in their own confusion. That's why That's why Ecclesiastes or Sirach reads of, by the same sin a man committed is the same sin he's get punished with. They brought confusion, they're gonna get punished by a sin of confusion. You got Esau being a faggot here in this article here. 2 men murdered in New Year's by streaking in downtown Vancouver. Which basically is streaking is when you run down the street naked. That's what Esau Edom just did there. As it reads. Here's another article in CNN. Bitcoin sold surpassed 33,000, its highest ever. Whatever that means, bro. You know, but anyway, bro, that's gonna bring in the MOB, the market of beast. Another interesting thing is Moab goes into Chinese. That's their true heritage. Well, Edom has this acronym for that for Moab called Mother of All Bombs, and you know China has missiles. So that's the spirit there. That's basically the Most High is going to use them to destroy America, Babylon the Great. There you go. Another article here. Another article from the New York Times claimed Gaza aided Israel's Arab ties and pursued hopes for peace. Okay. Okay, whatever that means, they're peace, I guess. But either way with their peace, whatever this article is going into, I'm not sure. But either way, man, the Most High is going to make them go to war anyway at some point. With U.S. stepping into Armenia. Man, dude, these people are gonna get destroyed. Coronavirus vaccine employment turns into surprise marriage proposal. This is why this place is called Sodom and Egypt, bro. Look at this faggotism here. You got a picture of these two dudes, which are Edomites, of course. How they got married from a vaccine appointment, which just sounds retarded. And within 10 minutes, Vegas Cortez vaccinated and engaged was out the door responded to an ambulance call. That's why the Most High is gonna make them fuck each other up, man. These inhabitants of Babylon. Okay, you hear that? Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Rockefellers, faggots. Like this song to Jay-Z and Ether. Which was actually icy of him to diss Jay-Z for being a faggot. As they went again on. Got something across the belly, probably lost already, you know. Exactly, bro. You know, that represents the elect, spirit God in him to make that song. So it's for the elect, bro. Okay, the Most High's cheering us on as Jake is hating. Edom's getting roused up. Exactly, and so, you know, with that, basically I'm gonna close out now. I made my point, you know. This Psalm of 119 verse 72 though. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. Exactly like what I said before. Jake thinks that gold and silver is better than the Most High, but here it says otherwise. Here in Psalm 119 verse 72 again. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. And as the one verse scripture reads in Proverbs, wisdom is rarer than jewels. Okay, and that's how that's us even now still, but even more so when the time all hell breaks loose, Jacob's trouble comes, and the famines and the plagues. The Most High sends real that those ancient plagues here on America, Sodom and Egypt here, America. Most High's ancient plagues, bro. Okay, before his name was Allah. Before his name was how I mean, was given to is was before these other nations knew that Moses' name is Yahweh. They just called him Al-Ashad yet. I mean, a demon-like power. Okay, Moses was making a name for himself. He scared these other nations off. He's gonna do the same now. He wants to accomplish his second work better than the first work. That's why it says they shall not say the Lord who brought them out of Egypt, but the Lord who brought them out of the north and these countries far off. Roughly paraphrasing. With that, call Allah, our prison goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bashim Kagadash. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bashim Kagadash. Double honors to the elders, sing honors to the apostles, preaching and teaching us the word of truth. And with sincerity as always, About a ball, about a ball, about a ball. Washalak Yam and death to the 2/3 in America. Till next time, Lord willing. Please bless the citation. Hopefully, like everything and beat. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.